Hello everyone. In this palm reading video, we'll be talking about broad lines and deep lines. There has always been a confusion regarding the broad line and the deep lines. And when I was starting to learn palmistry and for many more years, I couldn't comprehend what basically the broad line means and the deep lines meaning. So I never completely understood. After many years of practice, I have come to a conclusion that they are completely different lines, and deep lines are considered to be good and broad lines are considered to be bad. I would just give you a set of examples from real life case scenario, and I would explain to you, like, he had a very broad line of life, and what actually happened to him I would tell in this particular video as we go by. The broad lines, like the deep and clear lines, have a physical as well as psychological impact on our life, and this would be my main crux of this particular palmistry reading. So let us straight away head to this particular palmistry reading video. But before that, I would request you to press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update. You can call me or you can email me for a palmistry consultation session, a paid palmistry consultation session. And now we straight away head to this particular palm reading video, where we would be talking about the broad lines. I've drawn few lines out here, and I will just remove the broader lines and showing the deep and clear line. This is basically a deep and clear line. There's one line that is even less, like there's another fourth category, and the fourth category is basically a very thin kind of a line. See, thin lines are lines which are barely visible. They are different from deep and clear line. This is basically a thin line. So a thin line has got lesser meaning. Basically, the intensity of that particular line decreases if the line is not deep. So if it is basically the headline, the importance of our thought process in our life basically decreases. If there's depth in the headline, it means depth in your thought processes. But if the line of head is broad, it means like shallowness in your thought process. Compare the lines to a river. There could be a very trickle down effect kind of a tributary, a very very thin kind of a, so it has got lesser flow in it, so lesser meaning in it. Although when many tributaries join into the main river, basically it is considered to be a river with full force. But as such, a small, basically thin kind of a line has got lesser meaning. But a broad line means that the river is very shallow. They don't reach up to even to our knees, or even to they can barely cover our shoes, and so it is not considered to be a good sign in palmistry. It means shallowness in your thoughts. It means that all your decisions, all your mental decisions could be extremely weakness in your mental decisions. So broadness, anywhere we find broadness on any line, not one line but any line, it would mean it basically means a negative impact. Let us take an example of a broad line of life. This is a broad kind of a life I am drawing. It is different from a thin kind of a line, a deep and clear kind of a line. This is a deep and clear line. So I'm just drawing it for comparison purposes, although this inner line, many people are going to call that this is the line of Mars, this is the guardian angel line, but I'm just drawing it for comparison purpose. So a deep line is considered to be a good sign for good health, but a broad line, in the line could be full, the line could be running the full distance, but yet the person can get ill at any given moment of time, and the person might lose all their vital energies, all their physical energies, and everything is going to go away from them if they have a broad kind of a line. A very big example, a real life example was there in front of me, where a young person around the age of 35 or 40, so he had a broad kind of a line. He had a complete line. He had all the lines perfect. His hand was perfect in all respects, except the lifeline was broad. It was not broken. Some people have a broken kind of a line. This kind of a line they have, but the person did not have any breaks on his lifeline. No breaks on their lifeline, and no crisscrossing kind of lines from the area of Mars coming and touching the lifeline. These are basically disturbing kind of lines. So he did not even have a disturbing kind of a line, and yet basically he died at the age of 40. That's the approximate age, I would say. I don't remember exactly. And the thing was that that he stayed in hospital for roughly 35-40 days. He spent a huge amount of money out there, like 2 million rupees to 20 lakh rupees he spent in the hospital. His money line was perfect. Probably his money line was supporting him. His money line, like, only till you have your resources going, you have everything would be going according to your plan. Like, even the death is not going to touch you for some moment of time with a strong line of money or the fate line. But if your lifeline is extremely broad, this is when all the problems basically come, and basically it would mean that some time or the other, at some given moment of time, the person is going to fall ill, and once he falls ill, he's basically not going to recover at all. So in this case, I've tried to make you understand in this video that regarding the broadness, if this broad line is also on your money line, let's assume the lifeline is deep and clear. The lifeline is something like a very, very deep and clear line, but the line of the line of money is broad. So what's going to happen is that all the financial resources, everything is going to go away from this particular person if the person has got a broad line. Probably this is just an image and I'm drawing on this particular image, so probably if you are trying to correlate your hand, you might not be able to fully understand what I'm trying to convey to you. It is only when you compare 5-10 real life case scenarios, you have all those sample hands in front of you. This is when you would be able to, while comparing, you would come to know that, okay, this is a broad line and this is a deep and clear line. So differentiation of broad and deep lines is often confused. Many people basically get confused with what is a broad line and what is a deep and clear line. People think that they appear to be the same. They are completely different, completely different. So you have to be careful while giving a reading. If you are a young palmist and you're basically wanting to give a reading to somebody, take great care to look for broad lines and deep lines. It would tell you a lot about that particular person. So before I end this particular palmistry video, I would just have a slideshow. People ask few things regarding money, possessions, and wealth. These are their main questions. So it's not just your money line that depicts how much money you will be having. Let's assume you have a broad kind of a line of life and a broad headline. So a broad headline would reduce your mental capacity, and you wouldn't be able to face mental challenges in your life. And if the broad line is found on the lifeline, your life energies are going to go away. So what is the money line going to do for you? So it is better to try and You have to try and kind of channelize your mental energies, remain focused, and improve upon your health. This is when you would get what you want. And money line as such can be seen on almost all aspects of your palm. In this video, you would have understood that even the lifeline and even the headline, in a hidden way, but in a very, very significant way, has a bearing on the amount of money you will be having. Money line in itself just tells only 15%. That is it. A saint once said, you do not need to go to an astrologer or a palmist to know about your future, because you already know your future. Present is a result of past. How will be my future? Future depends upon what you are doing in the present. What are we? We are product of our thoughts. So the thoughts that come to our mind are really important. Whatever a palmist might say about your hand, you can basically negate those. You can improve upon the negative qualities, and if you are in the right company of people, probably you can even defeat death or even defeat bankruptcy, because people basically are afraid of bankruptcy or death. So even that can be negated. Thanks and bye. If you like the video, click on the like button and do subscribe. Again, I'm just repeating this slide. Thanks. Bye. Take care.